This video program presents some information found in DAN's First Aid for Hazardous Marine Life Injuries training program. Ask your DAN instructor or DAN retail store sponsor about these and other training opportunities. DAN carries a wide variety of first aid kits to meet the various needs of divers worldwide. Ask your instructor or call DAN for information on the best first aid kit for the areas that you dive. If you're interested in learning more and becoming trained to provide these first aid techniques, contact DAN or your local DAN retail store sponsor to sign up for DAN's First Aid for Hazardous Marine Life Injuries course. In the unlikely event that you have to handle a diving emergency, contact DAN through the DAN Emergency Hotline. Founded in 1980, DAN is an international nonprofit DAN. With its international headquarters located in the United States at Duke University Medical Center in Durham, North Carolina, DAN also has affiliates in Southeast Asia Pacific, Japan, Southern Africa, and Europe that can assist you in the unlikely event of a scuba diving accident or injury. If you suspect you've been injured while scuba diving, you can call a DAN Diving Emergency Hotline. DAN provides this service to the diving community 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to assist and arrange for evaluation and treatment of injured divers. Whenever you need help, DAN is there for you. DAN works to prevent diving injuries and accidents. If you have a question concerning diving medicine, dive safety, fitness for diving, or for a referral to a physician knowledgeable in diving medicine, you can call DAN's Diving Medical and Safety Information Line. DAN also conducts research into why divers get hurt, looking into how flying after diving and various environmental and physiological conditions may affect diving safety. Another way DAN improves dive safety is through training and education. DAN has developed an oxygen first aid program and related oxygen delivery equipment to promote the benefits of emergency oxygen first aid for injured divers. DAN also offers training programs for physicians and emergency medical services personnel. DAN wants to ensure that oxygen and someone trained in its use is available at every dive site and on every dive boat. DAN provides these valuable services to the entire dive community because of the support of the world's largest association of recreational divers, the DAN membership. For a small annual fee, DAN members receive many valuable benefits, including Alert Diver, diving's leading safety magazine, DAN Travel Assist, access to potential evacuation in a medical emergency when you travel, and the opportunity to purchase the most affordable and comprehensive DAN available. Ask your DAN instructor or retail store sponsor how to get involved today. DAN is your DAN Safety Association. DAN,